One Thing Wednesday from the Business of Property podcast. I'm Rachael.
And I'm Simon.
In these episodes, we get straight to the point.
And the point this week is that I would like to suggest that you learn about making tax digital. I may have mentioned this before on this podcast, once or twice. So if you are a regular listener, you probably know this already. But I am still coming across landlords who don't know about making tax digital or what it means for them. And hence, I'm afraid I am mentioning it yet again. So, do you own rental properties in your own name? It's not a limited company, but in your own name. Or do you run a sole trader business? If either of those are true, does your total income across them both equal £50,000 or more? And this is income, not profit. So it's sort of turnover, if you like, or rent in the property business. And if that is the case, then you need to plan for making tax digital really quite soon. From April 2026, you will be affected. If that total income number is a bit less, 30,000, then you've got another year. 20,000 or more, then you've got a couple of years. But you should still be aware of what's involved and what's needed from you. You'll need to find some software. And you'll probably need to sort of update your processes a bit as well, because it is also about keeping digital records as well as actually sending some of that information to HMRC. Our show notes today will include links to other podcast episodes that answer lots of common questions around making tax digital and specifically around how making tax digital will affect landlords. And also a PDF that you can download with some more details if you prefer to read things rather than listen to them. We'll also link to the general HMRC information page on making tax digital. And of course, the HMRC software choices page. I don't think that page is amazing at the moment, at least at the point of recording. Perhaps, maybe by the time this goes live, it'll be a little bit better. But that is the place to start to look for the software options you have, either for property or for sole trader or for something that does both, and also for something that covers the end of year tax return part. And the earlier you start, the more time that you have to learn what's involved, to try out the bits of software, find something that really does work for you, and adjust a little bit so that you can be prepared. The earlier you start, the easier it will be, and hopefully the more relaxed you can be about the change and about the processes that you need to undertake. There are new penalties that are going to be in place if you don't make your quarterly making tax digital submissions. And the first submission deadline, if you're caught in that first £50,000 or more group, will be early August 2026. So don't delay.
Yes. And actually, I'll just slide in a note here that we're actually helping quite a few of our clients with this, because we're not bookkeepers or accountants, but we are, we support people with admin. And there is a big change in, my favorite word, the processes. I am process queen. I love processes. That's my passion. And there is a massive change just in one of the things we like to do is map out their processes, and there is a change in the way things will work. So yeah, we're all over this at the moment. It's a very topical thing, of course, and it has been for the last few months, year, or however long it's been.
Few years.
Yeah, but anyway, I was going to say that I've actually learned quite a lot about making tax digital through these wonderful podcasts you mentioned, through the Business of Property. I've been sharing it with a lot of the property people I know, because like you say, a lot of people still don't know about it, or they think, they've heard making tax digital, but they don't really know what that means. And the main change for me that hit me was the reports per year. So making tax digital means 4 reports per year plus a final year-end tax return. So that's 5 actions per year instead of just one. The quarterly ones are quick, they're easy, as long as your figures are up to date. So you just need to stay on top of your figures all year round, not just tax time, which leads us back to our previous podcast around, being ahead of the game when it comes to your tax returns and things like that. But yeah, that's what my main takeaway was.
Yep, indeed. And as you say, it's about managing that change in process, managing the extra. Well, it's not extra bookkeeping, but it's managing to stay on top of that bookkeeping throughout the year, I think. So it's fantastic that you're helping people in that process and surviving that sort of change as well. I suspect another great use of you and your team's sort of efforts could potentially be to help people research the options that are out there.
Yes.
I know I'm going to be putting out some other episodes. They might actually even go out before this one or after this one. I'm not sure how timing will work, but I'm going to be talking about some of the different options that are available specifically for landlords. Of course, PATMA is one of them, but it is not the only one, and I will talk about some of the others as well. So, in summary, making tax digital really is happening this time. I know a couple of years ago I was fairly convinced about this, and then they postponed it a bit, but I really do think it is happening. A lot of effort is going into this from HMRC's side and from lots of software developers. It really is going to happen. So get ahead, read up on it, listen to what you might need to find out what the changes are that you need to make. The sooner you get started, the more you can choose the pace at which you make those updates to your business. Hopefully, you'll find there are actually new efficiencies that you can be enjoying along the way and improve your business processes with that. Plus, of course, if you get it on time, you won't get fined.
So true. Yes. Well, we love to hear your improvement stories. So share them with us. You can email us on show@thebusinessofproperty.com. Until next time.